Grüß Gott and welcome, dear crypto friends, to this video in which obviously we are going to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And as always, I have loaded the Bitcoin chart and new day, new boring performance. New day, new boring, disappointing performance from Bitcoin. What a surprise. Okay, what a surprise. I'm opening the chart and I expect, I sometimes, stupid me, expect that Bitcoin might actually do something. Because, we are sitting here at the lower end of this long-term logarithmic trend channel, our good old long-term logarithmic trend channel. And stupid me thinks that just because we are sitting at insanely low prices of 20K, that we might actually do a bounce or anything. But of course, no, of course not. Bitcoin is just after this epic drop to 17.6K. Just think about it, 17.6K, below the last all-time high of 19,800 in December 2017. So after this insane drop, it just sits there and goes sideways. Just sits there and goes sideways. Thank you so much, Bitcoin. That is amazing. That is an amazing performance. That is certainly the performance of the promised asset that was promised to us to deliver us from evil. So anyways, Bitcoin is doing a triangle, okay? It's doing a triangle and I suspect it will break to the upside. Now, why do I suspect it will break to the upside? Because reason one, Bitcoin likes to most people. It likes to, bam, 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 punch most people with a fist into the face. That's what Bitcoin and crypto always like to do. They always like to do the opposite of what most people are expecting. And what are most people currently expecting? People are expecting for us to go lower. That is clear because the sentiment is ultra bearish. So everybody's thinking, bam, we are visiting here this lower trend line that we have visited many times and that has been tested quite a few times in Bitcoin's history, the lower long-term logarithmic trend line. So that is what everybody is expecting. So I'm expecting, therefore, of course, that with a higher likelihood, the opposite will happen. Also, we have Bitcoin's hilarious behavior that it again pretends that it breaks down and retests the lower end of the Bollinger Band and then most likely just reverses and does something unexpected. Because Bitcoin loves to do that stuff. Look here, pretends to pump to the upside, nope, breakdown. Pretends to pump to the upside, nope, breakdown. Pretends to break through the Bollinger Band to the upside, nope, breakdown. So Bitcoin likes to do that stuff. It really loves to do that stuff. So basically, I think we will see something similar. Bitcoin pretends to break down the band to the lower side and then nope, breaks to the upside. Also, I think because Bitcoin is strongly following, as we have heard many times now, strongly following the stock market. And yesterday, surprisingly, the stock market has finally performed quite well. So because Bitcoin is following the stock market like the little bitch it has become, like the little bitch of the stock market that it unfortunately now has become, that means, friends, that the likelihood is extremely high that the stock market will see at least some kind of bounce, even if we don't go directly to new all-time highs, because the Fed has not yet reversed, the Fed has not pivoted yet, they are still raising the interest rates, but at some time later this year, they probably will start to reverse and will start loosening again instead of tightening. So at some point, the stock market will rally again, but until then we of course could still go lower or bounce around a bit. Until then, consistently at some point, probably in 2023 at the latest, we go to make new all-time highs, and that's also when the little bitch of the stock market, namely Bitcoin, will start to follow. Now, looking at the S&P 500, luckily it finally rose a bit yesterday. Wow! Amazing! It finally rose again. So the S&P finally starts rising a bit. I don't know if this will be sustainable. I think it could be. a bigger bounce because we know that this whole thing here is printing a nice hidden bullish divergence. Lower lows here in the price, higher lows in the RSI, so a very big hidden bullish divergence. So normally this should end in some kind of epic bounce. Afterwards it could of course go lower again, that is clear, but normally such longer lasting divergences give us some kind of epic bounce. So I expect an epic bounce, you know. So what that means for Bitcoin, in my opinion, is that I basically think Bitcoin will also bounce in some form, okay? Because right now everybody thinks we are going to revisit the lowest lows of this long-term trend channel. Everybody thinks that. The sentiment is at an all-time low. Look at this. The crypto fear and greed index is every time on extreme fear. Every time. All the time. Every day on extreme fear, every week on extreme fear, every month, last month on extreme fear. And just look at this, how long it has been on extreme fear. This is the longest it has been on extreme fear ever. Even longer than in March 2020, even longer. Look at this, just like this is unprecedented stuff. The sentiment is ridiculously bad. It's ridiculously low everywhere, not only in the crypto market, but also in the stock market. And if the sentiment is hilariously low that everybody, like even my grandmother, even somebody that has no idea about coins and about crypto and about the stock market is also bearish, like everybody is bearish, that, friends, is the time when we normally get quite epic bounces. So what I expect will happen, that is my expectation now for the next weeks or months. I think we'll get some kind of bounce, okay? And here I have already drawn in the logarithmic resistance line because Bitcoin likes logarithmic resistance lines, believe it or not. So what I think will happen, we get some kind of bounce, we will go to the logarithmic resistance line, then we will break through the logarithmic resistance line. Everybody will say, whoa, amazing, we are finally starting to pump again. That is amazing because we have broken this long-term downtrend. This is super bullish, guys. This is super awesome. This is bullish. And then BAM! You know, friends, that is what I think will happen. That would fit Bitcoin's bullish behavior so freaking well because, again, what Bitcoin likes to do, repeat so that everybody understands it, because this is a very complicated concept. So I'm Bitcoin now, okay? I'm Bitcoin and this is a person, okay? I'm Bitcoin, this is a person. This is what Bitcoin loves to do with people. It always does the opposite of what everybody is expecting, and it always takes the path of maximum pain for all market participants. Maximum pain for all market participants. What would be the most painful for everybody involved in the market? That's what Bitcoin will do. So Bitcoin likes to rect longs, Bitcoin likes to rect shorts, Bitcoin likes to rect everybody. So because now everybody is super bearish and expects us to drop, it would be very logical for Bitcoin to rise. Then Bitcoin breaks through this long-term resistance channel and everybody's like, yes, we are going to pump to over 100K. But no. Of course, then everybody opens huge long positions and then bam, Bitcoin breaks down and then revisits, surprisingly, here this lower trend line from this long-term logarithmic channel. That is my current picture from what will happen with Bitcoin. And then afterwards, of course, at some point in 2023, 2024, the halving is not far away. We will go into the next cycle. But this is supported by history because look at this here. In 2019, 2020, it did exactly the same thing. We had a very nice falling logarithmic channel. It broke through the logarithmic channel. Everybody was thinking, wow, nice. The pump is finally starting. This is looking really good. And then BAM! We went to the lower trend line. It dropped from 10,400 to 3,800. Sure, this was the COVID anomaly, but still, this is crazy, unexpected behavior. But friends, it did the same stuff even before COVID. If you think like, oh, this is because of COVID. This is Bitcoin normally wouldn't do that kind of stuff. Let us look at the bear market 2013 to 2015. Let us look at this whole logarithmic downtrend line, okay? We had a logarithmic downtrend line which was respected many times here. Many times, okay? What does it do? Breaks through the logarithmic resistance line. Everybody, I remember, I was already in the market then, everybody got super bullish here, like, wow, this is amazing, finally we are out of the bear market, and then, BAM! It goes back and retests this logarithmic resistance line, because what Bitcoin likes to do, resistance has become support. So it breaks through this line here and retests it again, and only then afterwards do we go into the next bull cycle. So Bitcoin likes to do this stuff. So, you know, such a behavior that would just completely destroy everybody would be typical for Bitcoin. So basically now destroying everyone that is short, and then everybody goes long, and then it destroys everybody that is long. That is typical stuff for Bitcoin. Typical, okay? So that is the trend line that I'm looking at right now. Of course, I'm always looking at our long-term logarithmic channel, that is clear, but that is the long-term trend line that I'm keeping an eye on. And as soon as we are hitting this trend line, I think we will go slightly above it, slightly above. Everyone will get bullish again. Everyone will think this is pretty nice. And then bam, we go back a second time, and we might even make a new low or go back to the same levels as before. So that is my current picture for Bitcoin. And of course, there's still the remote possibility that we go directly into a huge rally from here. That is still not excluded, friends. It's still not excluded, but this can only happen when the Fed funds rate doesn't rise too much anymore and starts reversing again. So when the Fed pivots sooner than expected, maybe already in July. If that happens, then friends, I can see a rally happening quite directly from here onwards. If that doesn't happen, if the Fed just pivots a lot later than everybody thinks in September, October, November, December, or even early next year, friends, then a bounce is really the best we can expect. And I can really see Bitcoin just breaking through this downtrend channel and going below it again, and then afterwards at some point going to the next cycle. This would be picture perfect behavior of Bitcoin, how I know Bitcoin always likes to behave, and it always likes to destroy everyone that is participating in this market. That's what Bitcoin loves to do, okay? That is my current picture. Is it a friendly and nice picture? No. Is it a realistic picture? Probably yes, because there are only a few rules in Bitcoin. First, Bitcoin price will be much higher in the future than it is now. And I'm talking the very far future, 3, 4, 5 years in the future. Second rule, Bitcoin always likes to f everyone as hard as possible, every market participant. These are the only 2 rules of crypto. There are no other rules. There are no other rules. So friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm getting a bit angry, as you can see. I'm getting a bit annoyed again by Bitcoin's freaking pathetic price action, okay? By Bitcoin's freaking pathetic price action, that it's hanging in there all the time so low, and after this insane drop, we are going sideways, like really, like bam, we have a huge drop, and then what? We go sideways? I'm thinking about rebranding this channel to reflect this new aggressiveness that I'm developing because of Bitcoin's pathetic behavior. So this is the triangle we should be waiting for, and I think it will break to the upside. Everybody's getting bullish again, and then we get a break to the downside. That is my current picture. I would be happy if you would subscribe to this channel, because I'm raising the aggressiveness level here, because I'm freaking annoyed by crypto. But apart from occasional outbursts of pure hate, rage and anger, I will try to make good analysis of Bitcoin and the crypto market, and try to look at all sorts of different indicators and different correlations of Bitcoin with other assets, and then try to derive what Bitcoin will most likely do, so that we have a kind of orientation what Bitcoin is likely going to do in the next years, so that we know a bit more when we can expect the next bull market and the next top. If you found this video helpful, friends, I would be glad if you would give this video a like and maybe even subscribe to this channel. Because I can promise you, friends, I will not hold back anymore. I will not hold back. I was holding back now. I was holding back now all the time, trying to suppress my anger, trying to suppress my annoyance with coins, okay? I was holding back all the time, but now I will let it all out. I will let it all out. So I would be very happy if you would subscribe to this channel, friends. I wish you a nice day and see you in the next aggressive crypto update video tomorrow. Ciao!